What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the craziness that is happening between Apple and Facebook with this new iOS update and how it actually may disrupt the e-commerce industry. So I'm not going to waste any time and I'm going to get straight into what exactly this iOS update is going to mean for us advertisers. So I'm sure you guys have seen the pop-up on your Facebook Ads Manager that talks about how iOS is introducing this update and how it may affect our ability to advertise. Now, there are some articles that they have published themselves in the Facebook Business Manager Help Center. Now, you are more than welcome to go and read through some of the business articles and resources that Facebook has provided to us in order to fully understand what this iOS update is going to impact. But if you don't want to read those articles, let me do my best to fill you in. So basically, this new iOS update is going to give users on Facebook or any other Apple app for that matter to actually opt out of tracking. Now, obviously, as advertisers, it's a really tricky situation because we depend on the data that Facebook has to offer us and how amazing and incredible it is to target customers based off of interest that they've had with other websites, other Facebook pages, etc. So this app will actually have a pop-up show to users when they open the app that will give them the ability to actually either allow tracking or opt out of tracking on the Facebook app. Now, most people in their right minds are probably going to say, no, I don't want Facebook to have access to all this information and all of this private data, even if it means offering a better user experience and more personability when it comes to the type of ads that a customer is going to be receiving. Now, Facebook has predicted upwards of a 60% decrease in sales, which is obviously a huge problem. They made the analogy to where if you were a bookstore and you spent $50 to typically acquire 5 customers, now you might spend $50 to only acquire 2 customers, which again is a huge problem. Now, this is because if users don't allow Facebook to pull information from them, they might not be able to classify them in a certain interest category, and their experience and advertisements that get delivered to them is probably not going to be as great. Now, aside from the inefficiencies that we're going to have in being able to target as well as we were before, there's also going to be a delay in attributions of sales, of page views, any metrics that occur on the website after the customer gets from either Facebook or the Instagram platform. There's going to be a delay in attribution of those metrics and a reduction in the amount of attributions that actually get picked up by Facebook, thus impacting directly the ability for Facebook to optimize. So there's actually supposed to be a decrease in optimization efficiency. So what this means is that in your ads manager, you've probably noticed in the last couple of months that there's been a reduced amount of attributions recorded when it comes to your store and Facebook. So let's say you got 100 sales today, Facebook might only track 80 or 90. Now, this is expected to get a lot worse. And whereas the delay used to be maybe an hour between the actual event happening on your website and Facebook recording it, that might take upwards of 3 days. So this brings me into the topic of the first solution, and that's UTM tracking. So what UTM tracking allows for are URL parameters. Now, URL parameters act very similarly to, let's say, affiliate links, where if you want to drive traffic from a specific affiliate for your company and you want to understand how many sales that they got and how much you're going to have to compensate them for, you're going to have a custom link for them to be able to get to, bring traffic to your website, and easily record how many sales they get. Now, as advertisers, we have the opportunity to do this, but for specific campaigns, ad sets, and ads. So that link is going to have a URL parameter that allows us to customize it in a way that will attribute specific sales to specific campaigns, ad sets, and ads that Facebook might not be able to pick up very well. So one great place that you can go in order to familiarize yourself and get started with UTM tracking is actually Google Analytics. Now, a lot of you guys are probably very familiar with Google Ads and Google Analytics and the Merchant Center and all of these resources that Google offers us as advertisers. Now, Google Analytics offers a campaign URL builder, which allows you to have these URL parameters integrated at your ad level in your Facebook ads. Therefore, your sales won't only record on Facebook, they'll also record on Google, which is pretty cool because anything that Facebook misses out on, Google will most likely pick up, or any other UTM software that you may stumble across and want to experiment in using. So what this might mean going forward is we might have to have 2 pages open when we're advertising, right? Our business manager, our ads manager, in addition to Google Analytics or some other type of UTM tracking platform that allows us to put 2 and 2 together. Whereas Facebook might say we don't have any sales for a campaign or for a particular ad set, Google or any other analytics-based tracking software might show us, hey, Facebook missed this, but we picked it up, so don't worry. That's not an ad you're gonna wanna kill because it did very well. That might in fact be something you wanna scale or at least keep on and see future performance and wait for more performance to make a decision on whether you wanna scale it or keep it. Remember, if you're interested in winning a free 30-minute consulting call giveaway with me, all you have to do is like this video, make sure that you're subscribed, and leave a comment down below. Before we continue with the video, I wanted to announce the winner of the last 30-minute consulting call giveaway. So can I get a drum roll, please? If you see your name somewhere over here on the screen, that means that you are the winner of the 30-minute consulting call giveaway. So make sure you reach out to me on either Instagram, Facebook, in our awesome ecom tied Facebook group, linked down below, or via Telegram, our awesome Telegram group chat that we have that has hundreds of entrepreneurs like yourself actively helping each other out. Now let's get back into the video. Now this is gonna help a lot when it comes to the optimization of your ads because you'll be able to understand your data just a little bit better because you're getting some additional information that's being pulled from some of these UTM tracking softwares. Now this is also gonna give us real-time tracking, which is a luxury that we have now that we may no longer have in January, February of next year, 2021. So now that these UTM tracking softwares give us a temporary solution or maybe a long-term solution to the attribution delays and the attribution flaws that we are going to experience very soon with Facebook, if you haven't already experienced it, how do we combat the targeting and the optimization issue? Well, I don't really have a solid answer for you when it comes to this. And I know it's kind of disappointing, but I can only give you my personal opinion, right? And my opinion is that since so many giant companies and hundreds of thousands of small businesses depend on Facebook ads to advertise, they are going to adjust some of their costs, maintain a somewhat positive advertiser experience. Otherwise, they would lose all of the revenue that they generate from advertisers. So what this might mean is that if half of the amount of people are advertising because of these high costs, Facebook might bring costs down a bit in order to make it a little bit more reasonable and cost effective for advertisers. Now, the second thing that you may want to consider is doubling down more on desktop devices or non-iOS devices, because there are many other devices out there that are exposed to Facebook ads that you'd have much, much better tracking from because they don't have to deal with those iOS updates and those privacy issues and that pop-up that shows when they go to visit Facebook or Instagram or any other app for that matter. Now, are you going to want to only target non-iOS users? Probably not, because a majority of buyers actually do have iOS devices and come from an iPhone, an iPad, or maybe a Mac. At the end of the day, us advertisers and entrepreneurs are no strangers to adapting and overcoming situations that are thrown at us. So this is just one of those hiccups and bumps in the road that might take a little bit more dissecting and adjusting than some of the previous things that Facebook has thrown our way. Like I said, UTM tracking is going to be of huge prevalence, and Facebook, believe it or not, is probably going to work with us advertisers and make sure that we can have profitable spend so that they don't lose all of their business. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, I would appreciate it if you left a comment down below, leave a thumbs up, and of course, as always, make sure that you're subscribed. I'm curious to know your thoughts on this issue and on this matter, and whether or not you are going to be running Facebook ads in January and February and beyond of next year, or whether you may want to pick up and shift to some new marketing platforms that don't have all of these crazy changes and policy updates and a lot of issues. And as always, I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the next video.